Hello?
I'm here. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can. No, I
Oh,
can't. I can't hear you.
you can't. I can't hear you. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Homeazin show. I'm Ryan. Over there is Marco, and we are your co-hosts for the show today. We have a special show today. This is our first ever live interview. We will be speaking with Ross Brand,
Okay.
book author on 100 live streaming trends. We've talked about the book previously, but that's going to be happening in about 25 minutes.
Yes,
So,
before that, I'm going to sing. Ryan will dance. I don't know what else.
all we're
We're
going to
making
do all that
some
great stuff.
handicrafts as well. And by the way, because Ryan just thinks about the morning, I'm more inclusive. I have a big heart. So good afternoon, good uh, evening, good night. Because I'm
I'm
pretty
sorry
sure
for that.
that we may have some people which is night on their side. Okay, so let's be more inclusive. And by the
I,
way,
I guess that's true. Sorry,
you can
folks.
share. Yeah. Okay. Shame on you. You're gonna see a yellow card. So, do you have those yellow cards and red cards on American football?
Well, no, they don't. They don't have yellow cards and red cards in American football. I'm trying to think if they even have something similar. They don't. With a red card, you get kicked out of the game, right?
Yes. When you get the red card, you're
Yeah.
out of the game.
So that can happen in American football, but they don't have a red card that they hold up. They will occasionally, and it's probably the same in European football and football the rest of the world. Like it's not very often that it happens, but a player has to get
To the
there has to
shower.
be a reason they get kicked out of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after saying this, welcome everybody. You can share your location as well. This could be something to good to do, so we can know where are you located, how you're doing. You can share the weather as well. We are willing that Tommy will tune in so he can tell how is the weather in Kalamazoo. So hope you had an amazing week since last week. Yes, fantastic weather here in Portugal as well, in the north of Portugal, close a little bit close to Spain. I think having in mind your scale, Ryan, US scale, I can say that I almost live in Spain because you have a huge country. I don't know how many Portugals we could put inside US. So
A
we are
lot.
really, yes, a lot of them because I don't know, maybe 20 miles away from Spain, which for you it's kind of going from your kitchen to, I don't know, maybe the restroom or something.
Yes.
So today, yes, it's a really special day, and I'm doubly uh happy in a double way because we will get Ross, which is a really nice guy. He was my guest 3 times, and also because I'm one of the guys who is featured in the book. I think it was an inclusive way as well. So he was thinking, okay, I need to put someone from the from Europe. Let me see who's there. Knock knock. And there you go. So stay there because this will be a really interesting conversation. I think both of us we have the book listed in our carousel so you can
Yes,
like
we do.
it's not scroll, slide wherever to find the
Swipe.
book.
Swipe.
Swipe. Okay, swipe. So you can find the book as well. So I think we can jump into that moment that people are longing to see, to watch,
Let's
which
do it.
is okay. Are you ready, Ryan?
I think so. I think I'm ready.
Let me take a deep breath because
Take a
this.
deep breath. I better get some water.
Okay,
Oh,
yes,
sad,
some water.
sad news, Marco. I'm out of hot cocoa for the year, so I'm on to my water. I drink water on the show now.
Hot cocoa was banned from your office.
Well, I bought 150 packets of hot cocoa last fall, and I just ran out yesterday. So I told myself I'm not buying any more hot cocoa mix until it starts to get cold outside. It'll probably October, November sometime.
Okay, now it's time for iced tea. Well, you have a new follower. Someone call it Ross Brand. Do you want
Ross
to make the?
Brand. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, what a
Thank you,
coincidence.
Ross, for following. Thank you for being here. For those of you that
So
don't know, Ross is who we're interviewing on the
yes,
show in a few minutes. But
absolutely, absolutely. So let's do this,
let's do it.
ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to make the most important and waited announcement in this Friday. Ryan Swanson and myself, Marco Novo, we will gonna share the never said before secrets about our name. And
The most weighted announcement of Friday? where, where did you come up with that?
of the week?
I don't know. I had all this the most weighted announcement of the last 15 minutes.
Okay, whatever.
All right, hey, you gotta do the drum roll over. You threw me for a loop there with the.
Okay, let's start this again. I'm gonna play the intro again and I'm gonna start this over again. And now we are starting the most weighted announcement. I don't know, maybe last 5 seconds.
You might be asking yourself, why do we call it the Homeazin Show? Well, there are three reasons why we do this, and I will give you the first one, and then we'll pass it over to Marco, and then back to me. But the first reason is we are at home. Not the same home, because I am in South Dakota in the United States, and Marco is over in Portugal in Europe. But that is the first one. We got the word home. Marco, what's number two?
Well, the number two is because we are both on Amazon. Not an European Amazon. I wish one day I could get there. And by the way, I have something. I'm going to tell you later because right now we have to put things in their priority. We are both on the Oh, okay. Amazing.
Wait,
Amazon.coms.
there we go.
Yes. So that Amazon where we all love to go to see what's happening, to see amazing broadcasters, to see amazing partnerships like that one with an American and a Portuguese guy. And the third, the last, but absolutely not the least reason why we came, not we, our creative department came with this name is back to you, Ryan.
The show is amazing. So the creative department, they took the word home, the word Amazon, and the word amazing, and they put them in their word jumbleinator, and they mixed it all up, and they shook it up, and then they rolled out a word, and out came Homeazin. And so we stuck with the word Homeazin, and honestly, we've had a lot of fun with the word Homeazin. When we get really excited on the show and something is really great, we will say it is Homeazin. Like today, our interview with Ross Brand is going to be Homeazin. Yes. All
And by
right.
the way, I had my lights off, so let me turn them on to turn this even more amazing. And by the way, I have to share something, and I need to make a shout out to our good friend Jim Fuse, because I think it was Wednesday. Well, I think it was already Thursday on my side. It was Wednesday because I live in the future.
Yes, you
Jim
do.
Fuse made me a heads up because the influencer program, it's being kind of slowly released on others Amazon markets. Okay, so right now I have, besides having my online store, live streaming, shoppable videos on Amazon.com, I have some idealists on Spanish Amazon. So if you are watching us and you are from Portugal or Spain, you can find me through amazon.es/shop/mfcnovo. I think I could be one of the first persons in the whole universe having two Amazon front stores in different Amazon markets.
Hey,
So
that is a big deal.
I don't know if you could sleep this night thinking about this, but I'm pretty sure that you are kind of surprised and a little bit jealous as well.
I am, yeah. So I didn't know that Jim Fuse was my special guest on my show yesterday, so that was kind of fun to do. He did a great job. We had a good time talking about Amazon Live and content creation, a little bit about his time in the Marines years ago. So that was all pretty good.
I think Dealcasters could be arguably the second best co-hosted show on Amazon.
Yeah,
Needless to say, who's the best?
yeah. Honestly,
But
how many co-hosted shows are there on Amazon?
I think besides our and Dealcasters, there are some other, but most of them I think they are couples or at least relatives.
Yeah.
I think there could be some, yes.
Yeah, because now that you say that, there's a couple of, I believe they're married couples that co-host and do the show together. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're
But
usually on the same screen. They're not like split screen because obviously you're in Europe and I'm in the United States. So
yeah, I think we are the only co-hosted in two different continents in the whole Amazon.com. So I think Amazon should give us a kind of award or something,
they should.
because we deserve
Amazon
it.
should.
Because it's really risky what we are doing here.
Very, very, very risky. Hey, are we even doing any of our regular sections on the show today?
I think how many newcomers do you have there?
Oh, I have plenty of newcomers. So if you want to play that
Okay,
before Ross Brand gets here, we certainly
because we
can.
have around, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before he joins us. I don't know if, because usually when you start talking about new arrivals, you take, I don't know, maybe 2 3 days. Maybe maybe we can skip this and talk after the segment with Ross, and then maybe we can talk about favorites.
We can do whatever it is.
Okay, let's let's do this. So in this section, we talk about the favorite products. Some, not all of them, because for instance, I have lots of favorite products from Amazon. So what do you have, Ryan, this week for us? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. All right. We're gonna try. I want to try my glasses again because the demo did not go very well last week.
Oh my God,
And
you look like Clark Kent.
I am Clark Kent. Just wait till I put on just if I could order a phone booth off of Amazon in the back corner over here, maybe I could slide
Yes,
into the phone
that
booth
would be awesome.
and come back out. Oh man, that'd be good. Anyhow, these are the Amazon Echo frame glasses. They are on sale. I did go to the eye doctor last week, but I haven't ordered the new frames for them yet, or the new lenses for them. That is on my weekend to-do list this weekend. I want to order some new frames with a prescription in them and some anti-reflective lenses. So, because right now you can see there's quite a bit of reflection going in there,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
do
indeed.
have on the side, they have speakers that play right into your ear. So if I wasn't wearing headphones, I could hear them better. But they also have a microphone. You can take phone calls with these. You can listen to music, podcasts, things like that. They also work as an Amazon assisted device. So let me see if I can get my lights in my office to turn on and off. So
You can
Alexa, hello,
you can say
Amazon
that.
Live. See, that makes sure the lights are on. Turned on my TV again. Now let's turn them off. Alexa, goodbye, Amazon Live. Look at that. Because I have those Gobi lights back there, and the TV is an Amazon Fire TV, and they're all linked together to my Amazon Alexa here. So let me see if I can get them back on. Alexa, hello, Amazon Live. Oh, look at that. Isn't see the demo is working fantastic today. I can also do things like if I don't like the color of the lights in my closet, I can say, Alexa, turn studio closet lights orange. And that one didn't work. Anyhow,
Okay.
those
She
are
doesn't know.
those
She doesn't know what orange is.
yeah, orange threw her for a loop. Should have gone with like red or purple or something like that.
You need to
But
ask another fruit, like a banana or apple.
yes, it did. That one got us thrown off. And the other item, since it's kind of in here and I've already had it, I was gonna highlight my Iron Flask water bottle because I'm no longer drinking hot cocoa on the show. I'm now drinking water, and so people are wondering what is this. It's nice. It comes in a ton of colors. I went with red, which is why I have it. My only drawback on it is not dishwasher safe, so you have to hand wash it. But it's part of the compromise you pay because it's quite a bit less cost than the more expensive hydro flasks or the Yetis that do go in your dishwasher. So I say it's a nice mid-range water bottle if you're looking for one. So there's my two favorites, Marco, and we can throw it back to you.
Okay, let me do this. So this week, one of my favorites is my camera. This just came, I don't know, maybe not even 1 month ago. And I bought it a little bit accidentally. Okay, this camera. Let me show you the so this is the camera. Okay, I need to make an adjustment because the good thing about live streaming is that
We
okay.
lost you there for a second.
Okay, I'm good because I need to change some settings to adjust it properly. So this is the image of the camera up to 4K, wide lens, 160 degrees. Okay, it records 4 tracks of audio. Okay, it comes with a microphone, a really nice microphone, and also you can plug 2 more microphones with XLR cable, which is a cable like this one, or 6.35 millimeters jack. Okay, you can connect both situations, 2 microphones. Also, if you want to connect a condenser microphone, and condenser microphones, they need phantom power 48 volts. This camera allows you to turn on phantom power, and then you can work with condenser microphones. You can work as you can use this camera as a webcam in two different ways. Okay, you can connect with the USB cable, and this will it's really easy to set up as to use this camera as a webcam through the USB cable, which powers the camera as well. Right now, I'm not using the battery. The battery it's here. Okay, which is awesome as well. So you don't have the risk that the battery goes crazy. Or you can connect HDMI cable. Have in mind it's a mini HDMI to HDMI, micro HDMI. Okay, but it is actually a really nice camera. One of the things I need to do is to try it recording. So far, I didn't make it. Okay, but this, if you're a musician, if you like to record music concerts, if audio it's something really important when you're recording video, this is the right camera. Also, besides that, it's really inexpensive. I think I came with this idea. I think it's easy to tell the quality of the image I'm getting through this camera. So having in mind the price around $300, this could be a nice product to make a transition from a regular webcam, which is, I don't know, maybe around, they go from 70 $80 to $200. So I think this could be a nice option, because you will get a really nice camera with good image for only $300. And for instance, a regular mirrorless or DSLR goes from, I don't know, maybe 700 800 and up. Okay, so this is one of my favorite devices this week. I'm really happy that almost by accident I bought that camera. Okay, and another one, I think we still have time, I'm gonna talk fastly, is this tiny cell phone stand, okay, from Lamical. Let me know if you want to work with them as well. I can intro you.
All right.
And this is how it looks. Okay, really cute. Let me do something before, because sometimes this camera goes a little bit crazy. Okay, it's easy to assemble. The surface here is smooth. It's it's kind of a rugged, a velvet rugged, or a rugged velvet. Okay, really smooth. So this won't scratch yourself, and then also these tiny hooks where the cell phone gets molded. Okay, it's really nice as well. Let me see if okay. Now I think you can see it better. Okay, it tilts a little bit. Okay, and also you can adjust the height. Okay, just by pressing this button here in the back, and you can go and work this really nice. Okay, so there you go. These are my two favorite devices. Let me keep going. You can talk about whatever you want.
I was out there looking at the Lamical products that are out there, just because I know you've talked about that phone holder a couple of times, and I was just kind of curious what else they sell. And yeah, they do send a bunch of other, or they do sell a bunch of other things that probably would fall in line with some of the things I talk about. So yeah, we should connect up and get me in touch with them, because they definitely have some remote work type products. So thanks
Absolutely.
to everybody else that is here. Welcome to the show. I'm Ryan. Over there is Marco, and we host the Homeazin show just about every Friday. I talk a lot about remote work type of products: desks, chairs, monitors, laptops, keyboards, mice, printers, paper shredders, stuff like that. Plus, during the late spring and summer months, I mow my lawn on Amazon Live. So I talk about some lawnmowers and outdoor type of products as well. So that's why you might see a few of those in my carousel. Marco over there, he talks a lot about video content creation, podcasting, microphones, cameras, and gear for that type of stuff. So if you have questions on either of those, jump into the chat and let us know if you have any questions on that.
Okay, I saw that Ross just arrived to the building. He's parking the car.
Oh, that's exciting.
So let's prepare to bring the amazing Ross Brand to the stage. So grab your popcorns, grab your iced tea, soda, glass of water, because right now we're gonna bring Mr. Ross Brand. Welcome, Ross.
Wow, that is quite the entry there. When I was parking my car, I had no idea. I was in the green room and I figured, you just have somebody send me in, and wow, to walk through the curtains and the music, and really, it's exciting. You just don't get treatment like this on most shows. So thank you guys for rolling out that red carpet there.
Okay. Just let me put ourselves inside the boxes, because sometimes we don't. Okay,
there you are.
It looks good. We need to be inside the boxes, because getting out of the box, it's not for us. So, Ross, thank you so much for joining us in this show. It's a pleasure, an honor to have you as the first guest.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, yes, you are our first guest. So I would ask you, if you don't mind, to introduce yourself, and then we can start the conversation.
Sure. Ross Brand from Livestream Universe. I've been live streaming since 2015. Before that, I had a career on air and radio. And most recently, I've been focusing on writing some books, and I have a brand new book out, 100 Live Streaming and Digital Media Predictions, Volume 2. And since that's called Volume 2, you're never going to guess what the title of the first book is. 100 Live Streaming and Digital Media Predictions. Marco is a part of Volume 2. And we appreciate you for contributing to that. It's got 100 creators offering predictions, and then we have an additional 30 more contributors talking about ideas and strategies for live streaming and digital media, and then a resources section in the back.
Awesome. And by the way, thanks for inviting me to the book.
Thanks for contributing.
It was a nice thing. And by the way, yesterday I saw someone talking about the same perspective I wrote in the book, the people like me approach, which was funny. Maybe he just read the book and he copied me.
Probably. It's very influential.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a thought leader.
There you go. Hey, I got to tell you, seeing you go live the other day, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, yes, where I jumped on your, jumped in the chat. It got me inspired. I was one of the first to get on Amazon Live, and I actually hadn't done an Amazon Live in almost 2 years, and I did one last night, and it was a blast. I had a great time. So I'm already getting excited to do another Amazon Live sometime today or tomorrow.
It's a good thing, and sometimes you don't get the right company.
Oh, man, come on, man. Oh man, I haven't even really said anything, and I'm just gonna go back in my box here.
Hey, it's good to meet you, Ryan. Nice to talk to you.
You too. So for those of you that don't know, Ross and I think follow each other on LinkedIn and Instagram, but I've never met Ross Brand. So welcome. Thanks for being on the show. I guess Marco, you can go back in your box. I'm going to talk to Ross for a little bit.
Okay, no problem.
You need an animation so that like they close up when it's not your time.
The creative department
There
will
you go.
start working on that. Anyhow, I messaged it. So Ross, you maybe didn't know this. I started LinkedIn Live. You were or Amazon Live.
Mm-hmm.
You were one of the first people that ever mentioned it to me, and I was like, oh, I should go out there and create and try to get on an Amazon Live account. So thank you for that. Way back, probably almost 2 years ago now, summer of 2020, I think is when you posted on Instagram about it, and I signed up.
It's funny because there's a bunch of people. I know Jim Fuse watched my video that I had put on YouTube, and I think Monty Weaver told me he was following me. I don't know whether he learned about Amazon Live from me, but he had been. So you have all these people who are just doing great stuff on Amazon Live like you guys are doing. And here I've been quiet on the platform for like 2 years, and now I'm like, what have I not been doing here? I mean, this is so much fun to be on this, and really it's high quality too. Even though they only let you go live in 720p, when I was looking back at the replays and stuff, the quality, the audio and the video and everything, it's just really good.
Amazon's done a good job with, I think they do 720p because just the bandwidth issues. And for a lot of what we're doing here, the 1080p maybe doesn't make a huge difference for demonstrating a product or like what we're doing here, interviews. But yeah, it's been pretty good. I wanted to throw a question back to you.
Sure.
And I want to know a little bit. You mentioned you were in radio. How and why did you transition from radio over to kind of getting into the live streaming space?
Well, I had been out of radio for several years, and I really had no plans to do any type of on-camera, on-air type thing ever again. And I stumbled into a platform called Blab, which Marco was definitely in. I don't know if you were ever stepped into Blab, but it was like a all-in-one kind of platform for live streaming, right? At that time, people weren't live streaming to Facebook Live or YouTube Live so much. In fact, I don't even think Facebook Live existed at that time. But there was a lot of discovery, a lot of community in there. The tech of it didn't work always so well, and they weren't committed to it, the people who were running it. But I fell in love with, what people were doing on live streaming. And my initial thought was, I'm just going to share and amplify what people are doing. So that's why I started Livestream Universe. And then I got a taste of calling into somebody's show. And I said, well, if I did start a show, it might be good for promoting the website. And so I was like, okay, I guess I could justify it. And of course, once I hosted a show, I had a great time. And then it really became more about hosting shows and teaching other people to live stream. I think I've done a lot over the years to try and promote other people and spotlight them. But definitely I didn't become sort of a journalist and take a 2 steps away. I became a participant in all this on camera, with my voice and with working with people who wanted to do it or do it better or, reach a bigger audience.
Yeah, once you start a live show and when you do interviews like this, it's really fun. A lot of times tons of information gets shared because you often bring in experts, but for the hosts and the guests, it's like an opportunity to meet a new friend every time you have somebody come on the show.
Yeah, it's a little bit addicting, isn't it? I mean, like I hadn't done an Amazon Live in nearly 2 years. Last night I went live. Like I'm already like looking at designing I'm like putting new products on the thumbnail and whatever. Like I'm already anticipating, okay, after this interview, I've got to do this, and then like maybe in an hour I can go live. Like it's like you get addicted again. It's so much fun. And I didn't promote it. I didn't do anything prior. After I was done, I shared the link and told people about it and stuff. But before I went live, I just went live, and it was just a blast. So
yeah, it is pretty easy. It's not really easy, but the way Amazon has it set up is once you get into the program and you are at the insider level, like there isn't a whole lot of requirements on what it takes. You need to add some products to your carousel and then just go live, and kind of like what you're talking about, you don't have to really overthink it too much.
It's funny.
Get live.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump in.
Yeah, you go live and there are shoppers. Amazon gets you in front of some of the shoppers that are, looking for things that you're talking about in your show.
So you need to be an insider to be on the product page for the products that are in your carousel, right? For the products that you're talking about. Because I was looking and I'm like, wow, they didn't even put me on my own books page. But I'm still a rising star. Even though I've done I did more than 90 minutes back then. I did about 4 hours when I got started on Amazon Live. But I figured, there's no rush to apply to the next level or whatever. I'm going to be doing this all the time. And so then, I don't know if it's 30 days or 90 days or whatever, but my time expired. So I've got about a half an hour, 40 minutes or something, and then I can get into I guess it's just a couple of clicks, right? And you get into the insider.
I think there's an approval process that you have to go through, and I don't know if that takes a week or something, but you have to do like 90 minutes of video of live streaming, and then you have to click to approve. And I think
good video.
Yeah, somebody has to watch your videos and say this person is, quality or not. And I think that goes into your previous comment earlier on that Amazon, they're good quality videos because they do have a few review steps along the way so that content creators are good at what they do.
Does it matter how many people watch your live stream or whether you sell products, or it's really just about you've spent the 90 minutes and you're not embarrassing the platform with what you're doing?
I think not when you go from rising star to insider. I think what they look at there is, did you go 90 minutes? Did you talk about some products? Does your camera and setup and your audio look professional and presentable? I don't think they care too much about numbers at that point or sales. Then once you get to insider, if you want to go from insider to A-list, that's where like numbers, sales, and a lot of that other stuff comes into play.
And by the way, talking about quality, hello, call that geek on my side. He's asking, Ross, what microphone are you using today? I have no idea. If you don't mind.
I'm actually using the same one that Marco's using, I believe. He's got the Shure SM7B plugged in.
I think even the cable, you're using the same as I am.
Yeah, so it's Shure SM7B. It's basically a professional broadcast microphone. It's one you find in a lot of radio stations in the U.S. People use it for music too. It's really good at rejecting noise, almost too good at rejecting noise away from the microphone, because sometimes I move around and it doesn't pick me up. But because I'm in a totally untreated environment, and even in like a studio, if you're doing a talk show and you're on computer and you're doing things, it's a really good mic. It doesn't pick up a lot of noise, and it has a warm sound. Mics are very personal, but I have no complaints about this microphone whatsoever.
Same here.
Yeah, Marco's always bragging up his Shure microphone. See, I don't have a microphone set up. I use an Anchor M300, or sometimes I use a Blue Yeti. But a lot of what I talk about isn't live streaming gear. I talk a lot about gear for remote workers, and a lot of times a remote worker doesn't need to spend $300 on a microphone. They need to spend $50 on a microphone and just sound a little bit better on your remote work calls.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me get to the book. How does the idea came into your mind? What was that sparkle that said to you, we should come with a book?
So for the first book, what happened was I was having a 5th anniversary party for Livestream Universe, and I invited everybody who had been on a show of mine that I had, an email address for, everybody who had contributed a prediction over the years. We were getting ready for the 6th annual Livestream Universe predictions, which had always been done by blog post. And I said, instead of chasing all these people down while they're here live with me, I'm going to be on for like 5 hours. Why don't I just ask them for a prediction and then I'll just transcribe it, right? Sounds easy. Well, it turned out by the end of the live stream, when I transcribed all the predictions as well as the conversation kind of around the prediction, I ended up having book-length text. I ended up like 45,000, 50,000 words. And so I said, well, if I'm ever going to write a book, I'm well on my way to the first one if I use this. And the other thing I thought was, the predictions on my website are kind of for people who are really into live streaming or really into digital media or work in the industry. And now with the pandemic and everybody needing to use these tools for communicating, for selling, for work, for working remotely, it just seemed like it was a good time to see if there would be interest in this predictions and these insights and the wisdom shared by these creators to a larger audience outside that network of creators and enthusiasts.
Awesome. If there's always this question, this thing, because you already made 2, and the feeling we get after doing first time is next time out it will be perfect. I'm not gonna do this mistake, this and this. But then you realize, okay, those problems didn't arrive, but you get new ones that arrived. Do you want to share some of them?
Well, let's see. The first one had some challenges because just like learning KDP and Amazon, and I was fortunate to have a friend in Dale Roberts who was a great help in telling me about Amazon because he's really a specialist in self-publishing, and he wrote the foreword to the second book. So that was a huge help. But there were still things that, he didn't anticipate that I was doing that, caused me to have to scramble at the last minute and everything to get everything just right for the launch. What I did, the second book was easier in a lot of ways because I didn't do it from live streams. I just had people submit their predictions. And by doing that, that all that time spent in transcribing and cleaning up the transcript and deciding what goes or doesn't go was saved. So the chapters are strictly the contributors. It's not me in a back and forth with the contributors for the predictions. But because I already had 100 predictions, I decided for this one I would add 30 more contributors. So that was the kind of the extra work that I gave myself just for fun. So I did track down 30 more people, and I think it adds a lot to the book. And I also expanded the resources section. But in terms of like getting to know Amazon and all that, I'm not saying it's easy the second time, but it sure is a lot easier when you understand, like, if you want to sell the book at launch for 99 cents on Kindle, the file size has to, like, I wasn't going in and taking out photos to make the file size smaller, 24 hours before the book had to be approved or whatever. Like, I wasn't staying up all night every night trying to figure all this stuff out, I had stayed up all night trying to design covers, trying to format it myself the first time. I didn't try and do either one of those things myself the second time around. So it's still a lot of work doing a book launch, but it definitely was a little bit less stressful this time.
I will say this: when you launched your book, the second edition of your book a couple of weeks ago, I don't know, this was probably part of your marketing plan, but I'm connected to not everyone in the book, but a handful or a couple dozen of the people who were featured in the book. When you launched it the second time, all of those creators wanted to share this book because they all wanted to say, hey, check out this new book. I'm featured in chapter 37, like
Yeah.
Marco did. And like, was that part of your thinking process when doing a book like this, or was that just a added bonus at the end?
My thinking process was, okay, I've got all these people in the book. I bet some of them would like their network, their fans, their followers, their friends to know, hey, I'm in a book. And I think because the first book did really well, the first book won like 7 book awards and was a bestseller in the US and Canada, it was an easier, like, now you're going to be part of you're part of the first time. It's kind of like you're part of something, but I don't really know what it's going to be, if it's going to be anything, if anybody cares. The second time, it's like now you're part of a series that's, received some recognition. So it's like, yeah. And then I followed up after, it hit some bestsellers. I'm like, here's a graphic with a bestseller thing on it. So now you're part of a bestseller. So I did encourage the people who were in it to share, but I didn't track it or pester people. Like, I provided some information and graphics, and then it was up to them to do if they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it worked because the number of it just showed up all over my feed the first couple of weeks. And yeah.
What's
So
interesting about comparing the two books is the first book hit number 1 in all these categories on the first day. And so the second book hit number 1 in a smaller number of categories. And I went to bed a little bit disappointed at the end of the first launch day. Like, most people just want to hit number 1 in one category so they can say bestseller or a couple categories. Like, I'm comparing it because the first one did so well on that first day. And I'm like, this is just, I mean, yeah, I got US and Canada again, but not nearly, like only a third, less than a third of the categories I hit number 1 in. This is no good. And then over the next couple of days, the momentum built, and it ended up going to number 1 in 6 countries and just missed. It made it to number 2 in a 7th. So it really did better than the first book launch in terms of sales and in terms of, the bestseller rankings, but it didn't feel that way right away. And I mean, not that that's everything, but it's still some type of, like, hey, did I mess up the launch this time, or what didn't I do right, or whatever. I felt a little let down, and then, like, all of a sudden I'm like, again, this far exceeded my expectations of what was possible.
I think it's maybe a little bit of extra patience. And the second time through your book launch, it was like, people maybe, I don't know, the idea that all the other people were talking about it and helped promoting it, like, built up that snowball effect. That the first day the snowball wasn't huge, but as it just grew, it quickly grew bigger and bigger. So I don't know, I think it worked very well because it was weeks that people were talking about it, and they still are. I mean, you're still on our show, and how long has it been out? 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was April 20th was the official launch day. So yeah.
Marco, do you got a question, or you gonna let me ask
Yes,
another question?
I do, and it's
You go then.
related to this live shopping and Amazon Live thing. Were you surprised, Ross, about how many people were talking about this topic? Because I think this changed since last year, right?
I was not surprised because in 2017 I started a show called Livestream Deals. And the purpose of that show was to bring on people who had products for live streamers and podcasters and content creators and online entrepreneurs. So, whether it was having somebody from Shure on, whether it was having somebody with a book on, like Julian McCoy, whether it was having, somebody who was teaching a course or promoting an event. So it was everything from bigger companies making, higher ticket items to somebody selling their first book. I had people on. I would do like once a month go live and have four guests featuring four products, and I would talk about those products. So we did see this kind of coming as the future of live streaming, but what form it would take, that's the part that I wasn't expecting. And then I jumped on Amazon Live early. I do believe that I still believe that the marriage of e-commerce and live streaming, that is sort of shoppable video, whatever you want to call it, that is the future. But it's taking time. I mean, Amazon Live is doing a lot of things right. We talked about the quality. I think eventually we're going to get to the point where there's in-stream purchasing, where I'm watching you guys live and you show a product and I just tap that product in a certain way and a little confirmation box pops up on my phone or whatever, and I confirm that I want to buy it, and I don't even leave the live stream, and Amazon's got it on its way to me. I don't know that for sure, but that's where I think we're going. And I assume that a lot of other companies will say, yeah, we could, rather than hiring salespeople and trying to draw people into the store with a lot of expensive advertising, we could let our own customers come on here and sell their products that they like, just like people are doing on Amazon. And then if they make sales, we can give them a commission on the other end. If not, they're promoting us without us having to pay anything. So as long as the quality's at a certain level that doesn't embarrass the brand, it seems like this is kind of a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. I heard something about that. I don't know where.
Yeah, I think this guy Marco from Portugal, he's been doing this for a while. He had a lot of thoughts about shopping and live streams, and it's in the book. So if you do get the book, you can learn from Marco and
7th chapter.
Yeah, and 129 other leading creators and industry insiders.
I think we'll maybe stick with. I did not know you created whatever live shopping deals or whatever
live stream deals. Yeah, I still
deals.
call them my live streams when I go live on Amazon. Like, I don't really make a big deal out of it, but on the thumbnail, I put live stream deals. So it's sort of like it's now a live streaming show on Amazon, for at least for one day, and hopefully I'll keep up the momentum again. But that's what I did a couple of years ago too. When I went live, I called the live stream deals. I used to call the channel or the shop live stream deals, but I think, if people are Googling, they're more likely to Google my name if they're wondering what I'm sharing than they are a show title. So,
yeah. Hey, I was going to kind of dovetail on that question that Marco had there. So
Sure.
Since you've been streaming since 2015, what are some of the changes you've seen across live streaming over the last 7 years?
I think the biggest change is the ease of doing it at a higher quality level. So when I started, there were two ways you could live stream, right? You could jump on a browser-based platform like Blab, and then later on came Be Live that gave you more options and more control and was a little more stable. But you had to deal with people refreshing their browser and dropping out, and the audio kind of coming in and out, and different challenges technically that left things up in the air for your show if you went with a platform that was easy to use. The other option was to go with a platform like OBS or Wirecast that took a fair amount of learning, a fair amount of time to set up, to get your guest on and route the audio and crop the picture and all those things. So for the average person who didn't have a technical background, or for somebody who was really busy and figured just getting the interview on and recording their video podcast or their audio podcast while live streaming was more than enough, and didn't want the bells and whistles or spend the extra time, there wasn't a great option. Most people were sort of caught in between. And what's changed is you have platforms. I think the biggest change was StreamYard, because StreamYard was easy to use, but it had a level of stability, high quality audio, high quality video, where you could just rely on it. You could rely on that we were going to get on, and we were going to have a show and a conversation, and it wasn't going to kick one of us off, or, the bandwidth would go to the point where, like, it's hard to see somebody's picture or hear their audio. And I think that changed a lot. And now there's a lot of browser-based products coming into the space that are worthy. It's not just StreamYard, but I think StreamYard remains at the front in terms of probably stability and ease of use. They figured that out. Now there's other browser-based platforms that offer different features, and some of them they're getting very stable. But and I'm not with StreamYard anymore in terms of hosting shows, right? So I'm just giving you my objective opinion. There's other tools like Ecamm that are easier to use than an OBS and have very high quality video and recording capabilities. But all these things are getting easier to use. They're finding solutions, making it easier to bring guests on. So the average person doesn't need a technical background anymore. It's really, are you good on the mic, so to speak? Are you good at do people want to listen to you? Do they want to listen to you for 10 minutes or for, an hour? Do you provide information? Do you entertain people? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, are people enjoying it or not? Ultimately, the market decides. But there isn't that huge barrier to entry. And that's what I think is the big difference between today and 2015. In 2015, you either lived with the weaknesses and used an easy platform and went with the best, or you spent a lot of time learning how to use much more professional software, and you would get a higher level of stability, but there would be a cost in terms of expense and time and inconvenience to your guest and so forth. I mean, this is nice. You don't have to have me come in a half an hour before your show starts. So I would have, here's the thing. If you guys were using like OBS in the old days, right? It would be 2015, 2016, 2017. I would need to come into the studio at 9:30 Eastern, at least a half an hour beforehand, the show, and you would be like cropping my picture. Okay, move over this way, and then testing the audio, so we make sure the audio's routed and there's no echo, and Ryan can hear and Marco can hear, and then I would sit there, and it's like, don't move, don't change anything. I would sit there for the first half an hour of the show, and then you would go to me. And so that would be an hour of prep time, essentially, for me, right, as the guest, and an extra half an hour of prep time for you. Now I pop in 3 minutes before I'm supposed to be on, and I drop into Facebook Messenger link, and Marco drops a link back to me, and 1 minute before we go live, I click that link with full confidence that all he's got to do is bring me up into the show, and the audio and the video and everything will work just as you would hope it would. And that's the huge difference.
That is a great answer. I quick wanted to say hi to Calvin and Randall, who are out there, some of the friends of my channel and Marco's show, and also another Amazon live streamer as well. But great, great answer to that in the ease of use. I will say I did my first live stream on Facebook Live, I think in 2018 or somewhere around there. And I would definitely agree with the idea that once I hit StreamYard and discovered how easy StreamYard was to work and to bring a guest on, you just send them a link. I just haven't gone back, and I've just stuck with StreamYard because it is so simple. And like you said, when the guest shows up, they can show up 1 minute beforehand, and I can send them live on the show and be very, very confident that things are just going to work fine. And
That's right. The fear is gone. That fear of 2015, 2016. Even using Be Live was a big step up. Was a pioneer in like browser based, because you could switch shots. You could get the guest on easily. You could share comments and lower thirds. But it didn't have the stability that that StreamYard has. So even with Be Live, there was this fear like, is this going to work, or am I going to be embarrassed kind of in front of my guest because, you know, they came on and they hyped it up and they shared it with their audience and everything, and then they come on and it's like, could you refresh your browser, please? Could you, you know, do you have another tab open? Do you have something else? You know, like we're trying to figure this bandwidth thing out. Whereas here, you know, I got ScreenFlow open. I've got, you know, 7 tabs on my browser. At least from my angle, not a thing is slowed down on the show. If it has, then I apologize and I'll shut everything down. But as far as I can tell, we're coming in loud and clear in sharp picture.
yeah,
Absolutely. I have some comments on my side as well. We have Team Son. Great to see you, Ross, Brand, Marco, and company.
Tim.
So I think from now on, Ryan will be company.
that's okay with me.
I think I saw Gabe out there too.
Yes, Gabe, he's here as well. Hola, Gabe, ¿qué tal? He's saying eCam is super dope. I'm learning how to use it. And also, plus, you have amazing people like Stephanie Liu, Sean Boyd, Jim Fuse, or Christo. I don't know. None of them. Who share their experience and teaching opportunities to the masses willing to learn. And by the way, I want to share this because yesterday I was guest on a show and we talked about imposter syndrome, and this was something that we mentioned. We know that live streaming, it's a lot about hitting that damn go live button and learn while you do it. Do you know someone, or you heard or something, for instance, some of your recurrent viewers, that they were those kind of people? Oh, I want to go live, but I need to learn before how to do this. What do you have to say to those people? And if you want to share some without saying names.
Sure. No, nobody exactly comes to mind, but it is a common thing that I hear. You know, I'd love to do live streaming. A lot of people think it's too hard, right? And they think there's so much they have to learn. And in fact, it's having a conversation, either having a conversation with the audience, and you can narrow that down to thinking about one person if it helps you communicate more naturally, or it's about having a conversation with your guest and your viewers, your community. So if you think about it like that, start out on your personal Facebook profile, or even start out just recording and not going live, but just practicing. I'm actually worse at practicing, to be honest with you, because like there's something about the energy of being live that focuses me. But that may also be because I've done this a lot. But I think go live on your personal profile. Don't worry about talking about your business or trying to sell anything. Just go live and talk about something you're passionate about. And I think over time you'll start to get comfortable. Maybe you'll do one or two and you'll go, yeah, I can jump to YouTube, or I can jump to my business page, or maybe I'm ready to apply to be an Amazon influencer. But you also may go, okay, I want to get better at this, so you'll keep going live, and you get all the same experience. I'm sure somebody in your friends or family list. It used to be easier on Facebook. I'll be honest. They used to really want to share your stuff with people, and now it's like they really don't unless you pay for it and you optimize the ad audiences settings and all that stuff. So I don't do a lot on Facebook anymore, to be honest. I'm sort of disappointed, and that used to be my primary platform, was going to Facebook Live, and now I'm not so thrilled with that. That being said, if you're starting out and you're nervous about how it's going to go, why do you care whether you have a big audience or not? Be happy that there's not that was the last thing that I would that's one of the things I always hear too, is like, what happens if I go live and nobody watches? Like, that wasn't a fear of mine at all. My first fear was, what if I go live and everybody watches and I don't know what I'm doing? The first time I did a Periscope, I couldn't find the button to turn it off. Even when I did Amazon Live yesterday, it had been so long that I forgot that it was at the top of the phone. So, everybody needs to do these things, and then you get better and you get used to it, and the little things that, next time I'm not going to be scrambling for that. Next time I know, grab my phone and get ready so that when I end the broadcast, I'm done talking. I can end it quickly and, not have to be scrambling around while it's still live.
Absolutely. And by the way, we have here Arnaldo Mefano.
Hey, hey Arnaldo. Good
Welcome,
to see you.
my friend. Good to see you. Good to know that you're there.
Yes. See you virtually. Maybe. Is it see you or just know you're there? Well, either way, it's great to have him here.
Finally, I saw him, I think it was, let me see, Tuesday. Yes, we met in Oporto. Have you ever been in Oporto, Ross? Just Lisbon?
Just Lisbon.
Come on, man.
Next time. Where is that from? If you were in Lisbon, how would you get there?
You can pick a train. There are some flights as well. It's, again, having in mind U.S. scale, it's kind of next neighborhood. Maybe
up the coast.
Yes. Up to coast north. It's
okay.
Around 300 kilometers. Alexa, 300 kilometers, 2 miles.
And you live on the west side, right?
It's about 190 miles.
Oh.
100.
Answer your question?
Yes, thank you. She only responds to your voice, I think.
Yeah.
So that's so 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours, something like that.
Driving?
Yeah.
A little less.
Okay.
Marco drives fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
now,
I got
do you
a
live
ticket.
near Porto?
It's a 1 hour. I live even more to the north, in the way to Spain, but in the coastline as well. Well, if you follow my Instagram, it's easy to tell that I live close to the sea.
Yeah. Hey, we had a couple of comments over on my head. Randall, responding to your last comments there, Ross said, practice does make perfect. After 371 days in a row, I'm still practicing. So Randall is an Amazon live streamer, and he has streamed live 371 days in a row. Also, Brian started following, so thanks for that, Brian. I kind of love tying your responses to the last two questions about it's so much easier when you're talking about going live and people are worrying about how to do it. I think nowadays you have to worry less about the tech, and you can worry more about a comment you made earlier. And do people like you? And do they want to listen to you talk? So you don't have to worry so much, is my camera going to work? Is my microphone? Can people hear me? That's going to work. It's not too hard to get that set up anymore. Now it's more, how do I engage the audience and talk about that stuff and keep them entertained? But I had a question, kind of going back to the book here.
Sure.
After doing a couple of these books now and reading everything through the 130 little snippets you got from creators, could you summarize? Now, let me say this. What would you say are maybe a couple, 2 or 3 themes that a lot of the creators talked about in the latest version of the book?
So the books came out less than a year apart. So a lot of the topics will run together because we haven't gotten everywhere that people are predicting. So I may overlap a little bit, but I would say e-commerce, Amazon Live, and other shoppable video platforms and options are the wave of the future to a lot of people. Some people talked about the metaverse. That's an area I need to learn a little more about. I don't know whether it's something I really want to spend my time on or not. But when I say the metaverse, I'm talking about the entire Web3 realm, from the metaverse to crypto to NFTs, blockchain, all that stuff. I'd say another one is vertical video, the popularity of TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, and the value of doing vertical video. And social audio was a theme, maybe a little bigger last time. I don't know where that's necessarily going, or people think it's going, but that was definitely in the last year. That was a hot trend with social audio.
That is an interesting one, like the social audio with Clubhouse. And Clubhouse in the middle of the pandemic was like, it blew up.
Right.
And then it kind of had one of those short lifespans. It was like really popular, and then like 6 months later, it wasn't near as popular, but people are still using it. And LinkedIn has come out with their, I can't remember what it's called, but the LinkedIn audio version.
Audio events.
Yeah, audio events, and they've been very popular. So I think like the hype cycle shot it way up really good, and I think now we're coming back and people are figuring out, here's how we really use this, and I think it's probably going to grow as well. But that's an area I need to look into more.
You know, a lot of people, and this came up in the predictions, are using it as an adjunct to their podcast or their live stream, where, you know, they're going live on these different live streaming platforms, and then they have an audience in Clubhouse. They're broadcasting it into Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces, and people can, sort of like calling into a radio show, they can raise their hand. They monitor the space, and they raise their hand, and they bring in the audio. I'd have to figure out how you do that technically, but it's certainly an interesting integration. Whether it's something that's going to last, whether it's worth the extra effort, whether you're building audiences there, or it's just a novelty, I don't know. But I think that was talked about, and may end up being, that may end up being where our quote unquote callers, because there's a risk, in bringing somebody into video and bringing them into the studio, and, but taking a quick question from Clubhouse, where people are used to sort of asking a question and then they hop off the stage, they introduce themselves, they ask a question, hop off the stage, could be a useful way to have interaction with listeners and viewers.
Yeah. Definitely. Hey, Marco, we can't keep Ross forever, so you got
Well, if you don't, we can keep going. I don't know. Ross, do you have any?
I'm just getting warmed up.
All right.
I do have to be off before 11:30. But if you want to hang out for another 5 minutes, I'm good for another 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to throw the last question, Ryan?
That was my last question. I was going to ask him, so I can always come up with more. I mean, Ross is a.
Uh-oh. Marco's got some tough one he's been sitting on, I'm sure.
I know. So you, Marco, you can throw out the last question and stump Mr. Ross.
Okay, I think this won't be a hard one. A tough one would be more a pitch kind of
Sure.
answer. I like to do this on my shows. I think here it's appropriate as well. Give our audience 3 teasers why they should buy your book.
I think because no matter what area you're interested in pursuing, you wanna look at what people who are already succeeding in that area, already monetizing in that area, so that you pick which sort of shiny object to experiment with and which ones not to waste your time on. You can certainly get some sense by reading this book of where people are having success, where people who are early adopters and are forward looking and have been successful in the space for a while, where they want to go with things, and you don't have to kind of do complete trial and error on your own. That would be one thing. The second thing is you pick up a lot of tips from people. So whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it a while, you'll learn something from ideas to strategies to how to within these books. You'll learn a new way maybe you can make money from your live stream or your podcast, or grow your audience, whatever your goals are. Somebody's talking about that amongst the 130 creators. And then the third thing is there's a thorough resources section in the back. So if you're wondering, what does Ross recommend? What do people in the Livestream Universe community use and have given really good feedback? It's not comprehensive by any stretch. There are good products that aren't listed there just because I'm not familiar with them. But it's safe to say you could choose some of the products in that list. If you're looking for a solution and you find it in that list, it's going to be a pretty good option, or it wouldn't be in that list. So it's a useful guide to have there in the resources section as well. And it's a great group of people who are in the book. Marco is in the book, so that alone
Fourth
should be,
reason.
That alone
Yes.
should be the reason.
Extra reason. I'm in the book.
Marco has told me that if you buy the book and you meet Marco in person, he will sign his page in the book for you.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wow.
Free of charge.
Absolutely.
That's worth going to port for.
Absolutely.
Porto.
And I will pay you a beer.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome. So, where can people find you, Ross?
So you can find me at Livestream Universe, and I think you know where you can find the book. Go to Marco or Ryan's carousel, and there should be an image of the cover, and click on that if you're interested. There it is.
You get the digital version too.
Yep, you can get a. Oh, that reminds me. Whether you get the ebook or you get the paperback, there's a link in there that you can also download a digital version in full color that is in a PDF, and it's got sort of the print fonts and layout other than the gutters. So you get a free version with either one. That you can see the pictures in full color, so that might be nice. Because there's no images in the ebook. The paperback has all the images, but they're in black and white. So the free copy that you can get when you get the book will have everything in full color.
Awesome. So people can watch my whole beauty.
They can see you in all your realistic beauty.
Absolutely. Well, Ross, Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure again
Thanks
to
for
have
having me,
you.
Marco. It's always
Okay,
fun. And Ryan, it's great chatting with you. Glad we connected.
Yeah.
it
Thanks, Ross.
Yep. Thanks,
okay.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Goodbye. You
Bye.
too, Ross. Oh, I'm big on
Okay.
the screen.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me put this alt. Okay, keep talking
Get
because
us
I'm
get us
gonna do.
back in the box. That was fantastic. Great to have Ross on the show. I honestly I loved his answer for my what are the big themes you see from it? The from the latest book. He talked about like e-commerce, live shopping, a couple that I didn't expect him. I kind of thought that would be one of the themes. The vertical video uh kind of surprised me. I didn't know that was one of the big themes that he has seen, and the audio, like live audio things. It's still a topic. I think Clubhouse made it huge and made it really popular, and it made it grow a lot faster than it maybe would have. But I think it got really exciting, and I think now people are kind of trying to figure out how to use that so that they can grow it. And I think we're going to see that one starting to grow in popularity rather than just be the real exciting new kid around town that everybody wanted to try out. I think it's going to start growing and being more useful for people. But yeah, his little themes he threw out there, I thought those were good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this book, it's a really nice. And this is not only for live streamers. Okay, it's broader because some ideas they could be applied to blogging or podcasting wherever, because some they are kind of adjustable, flexible. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a nice
Yeah.
book.
Digital
And
media
also,
trends. Yeah. One of the things he said was it's not just for live streamers, like kind of whatever you do in business, how can you use the concepts and examples from the book of people who are doing that and talking about it? So how could you apply it to your business? All right, I'm going to stop talking now.
absolutely. So I think it's time for us to get back because I'm pretty sure that you want to talk about new arrivals, don't you?
Of course I do.
Okay, so let's do this. So it's time for us to show what new items arrived since last Friday to our tent, trailer, studio, home, office, wherever. Ryan, what do you have?
Oh man,
Surprise
I
us.
got some new stuff. Let's see if I can move things around over here.
I'm willing to see you saying this. Alexa, bring me the desk. And
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Look at this. It's rising. I wasn't sure if my desk would handle this all, but I wanted to show. So my shows this week and for the coming weeks have been sponsored by Generark, who is the company that provided me with a few of these. Their portable power stations, and I almost got the chance to use this yesterday. Here's what this is. It is a portable power station. It has 4 outlets, 4 AC outlets, 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-A outlets, and it has a carport charger on it. Let me press the button here. It tells me it has 90% power up on there. It has solar panels that come with it that you can charge this up using solar power. This is the home power to. So last night at my house, after I mowed my lawn on a live stream yesterday on the show, we had a very large thunderstorm with a lot of wind that came through, and some of the parts of town there were trees and stuff blew down. There was a few tornadoes within a few 100 miles of us. So a big storm came through and the power started flickering. I didn't lose any power at my house, but that's one of the things, like these portable power stations. are built and designed for like disaster situations. If you lose power and you need something to maybe keep your refrigerator running, or to charge up your phones and devices to make sure you can still call people and stay in contact, you can do that. This one it has 2,200 watts of output here in those four combined. It's really been fun. I've had a good time trying to play around with it and use the Generic. You can get it in a couple of different options. The two I have in here, the one I have is this, and it comes with 2 solar panels. You can have 4 solar panels with it that'll charge it a little bit faster. And then let me show you the other new one that I got. I'm going to see if I can move this. It's kind of heavy, so we'll get that one off. Here is the Home Power 1. This is a little bit smaller version here, a little bit more portable. Think maybe you could use this for going camping. Maybe you want to bring this out to your, yard or your garden because you're going to
my tent.
make a movie or something. I have had that thought, the tent. I thought about putting up a tent and bringing a TV and doing a live stream in a tent, Marco, power everything I need in there with my Generic here. But this is the Home Power 1, a little bit smaller. It has 1,000 watts of output coming out of the 3 AC outlets. Plus it has 2 USB-C outlets. I can get this closer. 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As, as well as, the carport charger as well. And it comes with 2 solar panels to charge it up. And I've tried those out. I had those out in my yard earlier in the week when it was sunny and nice outside, and it does work pretty well. You can also, if you don't want to buy the solar panels with it, you can just get the Home Power 1 and charge it in an outlet at your house so that it'll be, charged up for when you need it. But those are a couple of the new items I have. I have one more new item that I wanted to show people here. Interesting thing, I can charge so many items with that Generic. My keyboard needs to be charged. So I'm going to set that right there and charge it. The last one, I needed a new paper shredder. I didn't need a new paper shredder, but it was on a lightning deal last week, and I thought I should order one of these because I talk about it frequently on the show. I like to talk about paper shredders. This is the Bonsai 14-sheet paper shredder. Why does that matter? 4 things matter for a paper shredder. How many sheets can it do? Does it do credit cards and staples? What's the continuous runtime? And is it crosscut? So this is crosscut, meaning instead of strips, it cuts it into little chunks. It runs for 30 minutes, so I could shred paper for 30 straight minutes before it would start to overheat and need to take a break. It does do credit cards. It does handle staples, and it will do 14 sheets of paper at a time. So those are the new items that have showed up at my house. That's the new items of the week here, Mr. Marco. What do you think about those?
Good. I'm a little bit jealous, but the fact is that I'm not that jealous because they don't have European plugs.
That is true. The Generics do not. I would guess that they sell something comparable in Europe, maybe not from Generic. I think Generic is it's a U.S. company, rather new. But there are some other companies. I don't know. I would guess they sell something similar.
But I know one company who does products who work in Europe as well. Can you guess which company?
I don't know. But I bet
Try
you're going to tell me.
No, I think you can go there.
I feel like this is a trick.
Yes, it is.
It's a trick. I don't want to guess the wrong company here.
Come on, Ryan. I can't believe that you
Fledging. Fledging.
Oh!
There we go.
So this was the new arrival this week. Hopefully next week I will get new arrivals as well. Okay. So I'm charging right now. I'm charging my cell phone with this charger. Let me do something so you can see a little better how it is. Okay, so this is how it is. I just found this week, even though I have the possibility to charge these mobile devices wireless, I just found this week that none of my cell phones could be charged without wires. So I'm a little bit frustrated. Okay, but the thing is, you can charge up to 5 devices at the same time. One here, 2, 3, 4, because it's one already here. 5. 3 USB-C ports, one USB-A. One of the things I was afraid of was that because sometimes fast chargers don't work with some cell phones. Okay, they are a little jealous and they only have fast charge with their own chargers. So yesterday I tried with my cell phone, this Xiaomi, I don't know how to say it properly, and it charged really fast my cell phone as well. I started to charge this one 5 minutes ago. It was around 20% battery. It's already 32%. In around 5 minutes, it charged 10%. So I think maybe by the end of the show, this cell phone will be fully charged. Okay. And the good thing about this, another good thing, okay, because I think it's enough to charge 5 devices at the same time, 3 USB-C. It comes with the one USB-C charging cable, which is good as well. But the good thing is that Fledging came with cables adapted to different kind of plugs. Okay, because American has one model, UK has another one, Europe another one. I think it's in Switzerland they have another kind as well. But I think the three big different they are European Portuguese. I wish European, American, and British, and Fledging covers all. So if you are looking for a nice charger, okay, this could be a really nice option for you. And also they have 3 different colors.
Yeah, I was curious whether you got the white
I
or the
got the
black.
white as
You
well.
got the white.
I got the white as well. I was willing to have I would love to have the black one. But I have the white. No problem. I can put some paint.
I have enough black things in my office though. Black seems to be like the default color of tech products. Like my
Yeah, most of them,
microphone's
yes.
black, my keyboard's black, my shredder's black. My
hair
portable
is
power
black.
generators. It's got a little bit of green. Yeah, my headphones are black. Yeah.
Absolutely. So those were our new arrivals this week. I think we can go to the next section because it's a really interesting section as well.
I don't even know what the next section is here today.
You don't have to.
I don't have to know. Marco.
Shut up.
Deals of the day.
Those products that today you will save tons of money buying them. Ryan, what do you have there?
So I have couple options here. first up, the Mueller Ultra Kettle. And I know this is like a bittersweet moment here because I'm not making my hot cocoa anymore. But these did go on sale. It heats up hot water for you in a little electric kettle. It holds 1.8 liters, I think, which is just about roughly a half a gallon or somewhere around there. I used it to make hot cocoa all winter long. It's on sale for 27. Let me see. Let me check this price. 27.90 some 20. I don't know what the price is. 27.97 is what they're listing it for as the price today. So that's nice. It lights up in blue when you turn it on, and then when it's done and has the water boiling, the lights turn off. But that's the Mueller Ultra Kettle. That one is on sale. And another item that's on sale, which is not in my office for obvious reasons when I bring it up, is the American Gourmet Charbroil Gas Grill. I put this together last week on my live show on last weekend, but it is on sale, the American Gourmet Gas Grill. I did use it this week to grill up some food, so that's on sale a little bit. $192.44. I'll give you some tips if you want to put that together. It is not hard to put together, but give yourself an hour or so, give or take, and putting that gas grill together. It's pretty straightforward. Just give yourself some time and follow the directions. I didn't have any trouble following the directions. You just step by step go through it. It wasn't confusing. So those are the two items I would throw back out. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna throw out a third one because I see the next item is on a lightning deal, which I didn't even know. The Habita Task office chair is on a lightning deal, $93.49. So if you're looking for an office chair, who that office chair would be a good choice for? You've got a budget less than $100. This is as good of a chair as you're going to get for under $100. Maybe if you're a person under 6 foot tall and maybe under 200 pounds. I'm 6 foot tall, 240 pounds, and I'm slightly too big for that Habita chair. So those are the deals from my end, Marco.
Okay, perfect. Let's change the screen because now it's my turn. And one of the items which is in a lightning deal, I'm just gonna talk. I'm just talking about it because it's in a lightning deal. Is my cell phone stand? Okay, you will save 26%. A really nice one. Okay, look how cute it is. You will save $4.10 with this lightning deal. Okay, hurry up because you may lose it, and I don't want that. Okay, it's up to you now. The next item, which is in a deal, and this arrived as well a few weeks ago to my office, is my KVM switch. Let me see if I can show you here. There you go. It's here. Okay, so this device allows me to connect two monitors to it. Okay, and two computers as well. Okay, so if you have, for instance, a gaming computer and a working computer, or a leisure computer and a gaming computer, or a working computer, or if there's someone else who arrives to your office and wants to use your two monitors for a while, you can connect their computer to this switch and then switch back and forth with the computers. Okay, good nice things about it is that you don't need to work with two keyboards and two mouses. Okay, right now I plugged my keyboard and my mouse to that switch. Okay, and even though I can switch computers, I only need to use this keyboard and this mouse, which is awesome. Okay, up to 4K monitors, really easy to use. You get this remote as well. Which is awesome. Okay, and today you will save 40 14%. Let me check how much is this. Oh, by the way, yes, you have two deals. How crazy this could be. So you will save $40, 14%, and then you have an extra coupon where you save $12. So in the overall, you'll be saving $52, okay, for this device, which is for me really nice because I have some computers at home. Okay, so I can switch from one to another easily and I can work with both in an easy way. Okay, and let me see just another one. My turntable record player, okay, which is, let me check. Okay, not here, it's here. You can see it there. A really nice device. You can play your favorite records, 33 rotations per minute, 45 or 77. Okay. Also, you can sync your Bluetooth device and hear it through the speakers, which is awesome as well. You can connect a USB device. Okay, for instance, you have a US pen drive, you can plug it there as well, which is awesome. You can connect outside speakers, you can connect a aux cable, okay, and it has a really nice sound and this retro look, as you can tell. Really nice gift if there's someone which likes to hear those old soul, blues, jazz records. This could be a really nice good option. Only not even $50 for this nice turntable. So now it's up to you. Grab that deal and make someone happy. And that someone could be you. Look, I
Could be.
I look like a motivating speaker.
Yes,
It's
yes, you do.
up to- yes, Tony Robbins, Portuguese Tony Robbins, a
That could be you.
motivational speaker. Absolutely. So after talking about this, what do you want to talk about?
Surprising products, I think.
Okay, let's do this. You asked, I'm offering you. Okay, it's time to talk about those products that surprised us because we were not expecting they were so good, so amazing, so addicting, so awesome. Ryan, what do you have, my friend?
Here's the one I'm putting in. And again, this is another one that doesn't make it down into my office. The Sun Create hammock. It's out in my backyard. Stop by one of my outdoor shows sometime. But Sun Create did send me this, so full disclosure, but they haven't approved anything. I put it up in my backyard, and someone from my house sits in it every day, absolutely loving the thing. It was one of those items that I got to my house and I was like, are we really going to use this? Use it every day. So Sun Grade hammock, it comes in a number of different colors. So if you're looking for a small addition to add to your yard, it has a stand for it. It does hold two people, 475 pounds max weight limit on it. It's just really great. And so that was just the one surprising product I wanted to throw out there because it was so much fun and we've enjoyed it so much more than I expected it. And we've only had it up like 3 weeks. So there you go. So just one surprise for me today, Marco.
Just one. So I'm going to talk about this neck massager from Renfo. Okay. I'm I'm do the same. I'm gonna do the same because it's at my room and I don't want to go after it. But it's a really nice massager. Okay, the good thing, even though it says neck massager, you can massage all of your body because it has this. How can I say this? Straps, whatever, where you can put your hands and hold it, and then it stays there. Okay, and you can put it on your neck, on your high back, lower back, middle back. It's up to you, and even on your legs. Okay, three different massaging speeds. You can turn the heat on and off. You can switch the direction of the rotation, okay, because they have kind of four plastic fingers which go around, 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 and then you can press a button and this will switch the direction. Also, it comes with outlet connector and also a car charging uh, cable. So while you're traveling, you can use this as well. Really well built, and believe me, you will thank me. You will send me a message thanking me because recommending this product because it's really nice. Okay, it's good to relax, and it goes in the depth of the tissue who needs to make some to get some massage because some they are too superficial and they don't do properly their job. So this is why it is so surprising. Let me just see if I have another one which I want to talk about it. I have here the Travel Lab Z7 Pro, which are in a deal as well, and I have them here. I They just came this morning. They went to the gym with me, and I'm not talking about Gym Fuse, okay? Really nice sound, really nice active noise cancellation as well, okay? And amazing. They are really comfortable. It's awesome the way they feel when you touch them, okay? Really good sound. And also, I think this is one of the most interesting features about them because having a good sound, it's awesome. But this is a little different. This feature I'm going to talk is when you are listening to your favorite music and someone, you want to interrupt the listening for some reason. And the thing is, when we are listening to musics, they tend to be small tracks from maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It's not a big problem if you need to interrupt because you can go to the beginning of the track, and you can do that with this touch panel. Okay, this is where you put the volume up, volume down, next track, previous track or beginning of track, press play and pause, and also voice assisted services like okay Google or it's Siri or Siri.
Siri.
Siri. Okay, good. Thank you so much for the clarification. But the thing is, when we are listening, for instance, a podcast or listening to an audiobook on Audible from Amazon, you will find amazing audiobooks. At some point, if you need to interrupt the listening, it's just you. Okay, someone calls you. Oh yeah, what do you want? And it keeps going, which is not good because it's hard for you to get back to the place where you left the listening. With these headphones, when you just lift one headphone or both, or you just remove them from your ears, this automatically will put in standby your audio track, which for me it's really nice. Okay, so this was a surprise. This was sent to me by Traveler, by the way, to make an unbiased and honest review. But believe me, you will love these headphones. They are really surprising. Okay. And if you follow me on social media, you will see that I'm using them while I'm going out and about. Whew. So, after talking about surprising products, okay, we have around 10 minutes. Maybe we can cover two different sections wish list and what do you have. Does it sound good to you?
We probably can. Jeff left me a comment on it. Jeff says I have one of that KB. I'm not sure what you mean by KB, and it works so nice. No wires except for charging cables, and it's lighted. Jeff, tell me what the KB thing. you're talking about. And Rosie is here. Good morning, Rosie.
Hello,
Thanks for tuning in.
Rosie.
We had Ross Brand on interview. We did an interview with him a little bit earlier, the first ever Homeazin show interview. And he was great. So it was fun to have him on. But yeah,
We made
let's
history.
jump into our wish list. Or if you want to say something, you can do that.
Logitech keyboard. KB.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. I have. It's the one I use here. It actually came recommended to me from Tommy, who's a frequent friend viewer of the show, and my wife got it for me for Christmas because of recommendations of my live viewers. And it's a great keyboard.
So if you are a viewer, also besides getting some recommendations, you can throw yourself your own recommendations. We will be pleased to get them, and hopefully Swanee Mom will buy it.
Swanee Mom's my wife, for those who didn't know.
So let's move on to the next section, which is wish list. Okay, so in this section, we will cover some products that we deeply want to have. Ryan, what do you deeply inside want to have?
Deep inside of me. So the wish list for me, the first item on the wish list is not necessarily for me, but it's a wish list item at my house. One of my sons has been saving up his money and wants to get a gaming computer, and he has his eyes on this cyber power PC, liquid cooled gaming PC. We have a very similar one from about a year ago, and anyhow, he's looking at this one. It's got the GeForce 3060 GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, the Ryzen 7 5800 processor. It's an awesome looking gaming computer, but that is on the wish list at my house. I have, Rosie says I'm a gamer. Well, Rosie, doesn't that look like a great gaming computer? Like, I don't know what you've got there too, but Rosie says, yes, I want it too. Don't we all? If we just had $1,509 to spend, we'd all love to have it. And Rosie says, I don't have a gaming computer, but I have 3 Xboxes. Do you ever play all 3 of them at the same time? Oh man, that would be good.
Well, by the way, just because Rosie mentioned, with one of the switchers I have here, you can plug, for instance, 4 different consoles like Xboxes and switch them and throw the feed to just one monitor.
So you could have you could hook it to one TV, but you could have 3 different Xboxes.
Yes, and you can switch from one to another, up to 4. This works mainly. This is mainly for computers, okay? But it works because it has this HDMI cable, so you can connect there up to 4 devices like that. So you can buy the whole range: the Xbox, the PlayStation, the Wii, and I think there's another one which I don't know the name.
There's Nintendo has a newer one there, Nintendo Switch.
So this could be an idea.
I hadn't actually thought of that idea because I have a TV in my other room that has an Xbox, a Nintendo Wii, and a Nintendo Switch that we all occasionally play, and we're always having to move the HDMI cable back.
So
around.
with that, you don't need this. Let me show you the switcher. It's not listed today. Just let me show it.
We got distracted here. Rosie sent us down the distraction lane. Rosie says, I'm working on the Nintendo Switch right now. What do you mean by working on it? Like doing actually work, or like you're trying to fix it? But you want a computer because I see all the neat things that you can.
And this was sent to me by T Smart as well. And let me change the angle so you can see here. Okay. So there you go. So you can plug here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And you can play. You switch here, and there you go.
Right. Yeah. So that would make that a lot more simple in front of my TV. Now that you say this, I'm starting to think maybe I should get back in touch with those TE smart people and their KVM switches, because well, like that's kind of my thing. I've done this with a couple of companies have reached out to me, and I've been like, I don't know that I have a real need for this right now, and like I'm not ready for it yet. But now that you point this out, I'm like, I could totally see the
The thing.
advantage of that.
The thing. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
For instance, you are in a meeting room and there's people who wants to show how their progress is doing. You have this big TV screen or projector. Okay. Instead of being disconnecting all the time, you can plug at the same time 4 computers, and then you can switch from one to another, and people can display what they are doing,
Yes.
which is nice. Okay, so are you done with the wish list?
Yeah. No. The other thing on my wish list is the one that I have highlighted right now. I need a new string weed trimmer for my backyard and my mowing show. So that's why one of those is in there. But yeah, now I'm done.
What a moment. So let me check. Okay, one of the things on my wish list is this Samsung 49 inches monitor. Okay, let me see if I can show you. Hopefully I can. So you can see I have 2 monitors, but I have more stuff that I would love to see while I'm doing my live shows, because right in this monitor it's showing the feed on Amazon, how I'm showing. Here I'm controlling StreamYard. But the thing is, I would love to have, let me see, I think I can show you. Here you can see it's the OBS Studio, where I can change my cameras. And I have here as well my um, mixer, my virtual mixer, where I can switch microphones. And this is really useful when I'm doing my reviews on Amazon. And because I only have 2 monitors and I can split the image, which could be look a little bit awkward, having a monitor like this could be a good option. Also for video editing, having a monitor like this one, it's a really nice thing. Okay, the next item is this Roadcaster Pro. And the thing is, I'm selling them. I'm selling these devices, so I need to ask Rode if they want to send me one to sell even more devices like this. Okay, this is one of the podcasting standards when we talk about audio interfaces slash mixers. Okay, you can plug up to 4 microphones. Also, you can connect some devices via Bluetooth as well. You can record samplers. It has some voice changing features. It's a really nice. Also, you can record your tracks, your audio. Okay, for instance, if you want to record your podcast without using the computer, you can do that through this audio interface, because it has a SD card slot, which is really nice as well. And the last but not the least is the Blackmagic Atom Mini. It's a video switcher. Okay, you can plug up to 4 HDMI cameras. At this point, I have three of them. Okay, so I would love to have the possibility to switch them all. And the thing is, I'm using one camera with a USB cable, another one I'm using a cheap video capture card, and with this you will get, for instance, you can tell that this camera, which is connected with a video capture card through HDMI cables, you can see that it has a pretty nice image. Okay, so this is the thing about connecting cameras via HDMI cables. The other thing with this device is that you can switch back and forth in different situations, picture in picture, whatsoever. So this is for sure a really nice device that I would love to have in the next future. Whew.
That was
So
a good list. You had a good list of wish list items there. The audio mixer, video input, good stuff. Good stuff in your wish
yes,
list.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think because this camera, this zoom camera, I don't think I will use it as my main camera because I want to give her kind of some freedom. If I made myself clear, for instance, if I want, I can take it and carry, because I think I'm gonna record some outside shoppable videos with this camera because it's really nice. But maybe one of the things I will get once I cover some of these products, once I get them, because they are up ahead on my priorities. The next one should be a new camera. But now I think we should go to the next and last section for today, which is what do you have in the carousel? It's time for us to sneak on others' carousel and ask about a given product. Do you want to start or do you want me to pick?
I have a question. I have a question for you. We'll
Okay.
go with this one. The Terrian wireless lavalier microphones. Let's talk about those.
Okay, let's do it. So here I have the receiver. Okay, here is where you can. Okay, I think I'm gonna put myself a little bit bigger. Excuse me, I'm gonna smash you a little bit. There you go. You're good. Yeah. So this is the receiver. It comes with two cables like this one. This one is to connect to the cameras or computers. Okay, because they have different ways to power themselves when you use DSLR cameras, mirrorless cameras, or computers. Then when you use this with cell phones, okay, it comes with this nice clip. And the thing is, the size of this is kind of a standard. I don't know if you have in mind that socket on the top of cameras where you can put the flash, for instance.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so it's this measure. So this, you can plug it there, or you can use just the clip feature. Okay,
Nice.
you have here 3.5 millimeter output. So if you want to monitor the sound to see how it's sounding here, you can plug headphones here. Power button, charging button. This is also to switch from mono to stereo. And here you can adjust the level of the gain from both microphones. Here you have the reset, which will reset this whole. This is the receiver. Okay, I'm gonna connect it to my mixer. I'm gonna turn it on. Now I'm gonna show you the transmitter. Okay, and there's two. Okay, it has this microphone here. It comes with a fur or dead cat that you can groove it here to work like a windshield. Okay, it comes also with this nice clip. Here is where you have this tiny hole to reset this transmitter as well. They come with a kind of a needle clip that you can introduce here and reset it. Here is to adjust the lower cut. Here it's to pair the microphone. You have here the power button, here the charging, and you can work with a lavalier microphone as well. So let me put this. Let's hope, pray for me that this will work. And it's not highlighted. Shame on me. So people may be wondering, why? Where the heck is this?
It was near the beginning of your carousel.
Well, I think I'm getting to that.
You lost it.
It felt okay. There you go. Okay, let me turn this on.
We're gonna see if this works.
Okay, just let me disconnect this main microphone. Okay, let me see this here.
We'll see if we can switch over.
Okay, let me see if this is, because sometimes it takes a little bit to adjust it. Let me check. Meanwhile, you can keep.
You want me to keep talking?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see if Mark can fix that up. Rosie is over here and she's saying money, and it, as a single mother, it's just a lot of money. It's hard to come by. Things do cost that. And then we said Marco's got a pretty cool setup. Yeah, you got some awesome stuff. So we like it when you do that side angle view of your desk so that we can see all the stuff set up in there. I do not have near as fancy of a setup as Marco does, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to figure out or trying to guess what Marco is going to pick out of my office or out of my carousel products. Rosie says, I still like your office. Well, thank you. I've tried to make my office look pretty well, and it works well. I just don't have as complex or as fancy of live stream setups as many of the other people who live stream out here do. I have
Hello.
just regular microphones. I don't have the fancy high-end microphones, and I don't have any of those A10 minis or the Stream Decks. I don't have those things, even though Marco always wants me to get one.
Okay, now I'm using this microphone. I think it sounds pretty good.
I think it sounds pretty good.
Yes, but my recommendation, as far as you have, I don't know, maybe 2 million webcams, I think you should consider using OBS and Stream Deck, at least the 15 key, so you can switch angles. And for instance, when it's time to show some more detail, just a recommendation. So let me disconnect the lavalier microphone. I'm going to use the built-in microphone so you can listen how it sounds. So this is the microphone. And yes, I am a huge fan of Ryan's fishes as well. And this is how this. If I had a headband like David, I would put the microphone under.
He does do that, which is
Yes,
very unique.
he does. So this is how this Cherry microphone sounds. I think it sounds. I think like this, it's better. Okay, it has this nice case where you can find the other transmitter, the charging cables, the furs, as you can see, the other connector for cell phones where you connect the receiver to a cell phone. So in the overall, I think they are pretty nice wireless microphones. There you go.
I would also say, price-wise, for a wireless microphone set, they are much more price-friendly than some of the other wireless microphones that are typically 2 times the price or more.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. You're right, and not left.
I try to be light. Try to be right at least once or twice, a week.
Well, they were in deal, but right now they are not. Okay, so we just arrived to the end after this. I think it will be hard for me to sleep this night because
You forgot to pick a product for me.
oh my god.
It's all right. Maybe I can squeak by that part. I'll just.
Oh my god!
sneak outta here.
Sorry. Okay, let's talk about these. You highlighted them, so talk about these Govee lights that you're using on your TV screen.
All right, so behind my TV, because people love to talk about the fish tank and
Yes.
the TV. But one of the things that I think everyone doesn't realize that my TV behind me, it is not just a TV. It has on the back of it, let me see if I can reach it here. There are lights back here that light up and they go behind your TV. And I have a full motion TV mount there. But here's how the lights work. There's a camera that sits up on the top and it looks at the screen and you'll notice like the colors back here, they get a little red because there's a lot of orange and red fish down there. When the fish swim away, it gets a little bit more blue down here. You see a little bit of green underneath the stem. You can't really see back behind over here. But now the fish left, it gets blue over here because there are no fish there. So the light behind your TV kind of mirrors what's on the edge of the screen. But if you don't want to do that, you can go into the Govee app. They work wirelessly. Earlier in the show, I demonstrated how they turn on and off. And you can do that with an Amazon assisted device. But you can also go into this app and I can change the color. I turned all the lights behind the TV blue right there. Maybe I'd like to change them to a different color. You can change the brightness. Maybe I would like those. I gotta stop clicking things so much. Maybe I want green behind the TV. Maybe it's Christmas time and you'd like green. Maybe, just maybe, you want part of it to be green and part of it to be red. You can do that. See, so there you go. You can see you got some green and some red and some green and some red. You can change that. It allows you to specify there's the strip of lights that goes around your TV, and you can specify like what part of the strip you want, what color. You can do that. Plus, they have these various different scenes. So if you just want to have something behind your TV, right there, I have this one. I don't even know what scene. This is the fire scene. So if I wanted to put up a fireplace on my TV,
cook the fishes.
You could do that. I don't want to cook the fishes, so let's try something a little calmer.
Okay.
Right there, it's a ripple. That one's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever used that one before. I kind of like it. I don't know that I'm going to keep it, but you've got all these different options there. Rosie says orange for the San Francisco Giants. Here, we can do that. Right there. We will leave the back of the TV orange background for Rosie and the San Francisco Giants. But those are the Govee TV LED backlights. They used to be called the Govee Immersion. I believe just recently they did a sort of rebrand, renaming, and they're calling those lights the Dream View lights. But you have to specify and match up the string of lights with the size of TV you have. I have a 55-inch TV, so the strips of lights on the back will fit a 55, 60, or a 65-inch TV. If you have a larger TV, you'll have to buy the Govee lights to fit the larger TV. And for smaller TVs, they don't sell the lights that wrap around. They sell a couple of light bars that you can either mount on the wall or you can set underneath, like on a TV stand next to it as well. But they are pretty cool lights. They probably should make it into the surprising items. Maybe next week I'll do this. The entire TV setup has been more surprising than I anticipated. People love it, like the fish tank and the lights behind it. It's just all been really cool. I've enjoyed having those background lights more than I thought I would. Just they're kind of neat. So
absolutely.
I wanted to try this. What if I turn them off? So if I turn them off, you will notice the difference that it makes. The television back there just doesn't quite have the same
magical.
This does look pretty good like that still. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I think the lights behind it just give it a little bit of that extra
magic. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They help. So there you go. That was my item. Whew. We can stop for now. And Rosie says she thinks those are awesome and wow, and she doesn't like it with the lights off. Turn the lights back on. There we go.
So I think now we came to the end about this historical day. For the first time, Homeazin show had a guest. Let us know if you want us to bring more guests in the future. Maybe we can do this from time to time. This interview in the Homeazin show. Let us know, what do you think about the idea. Let us know how this interview could help you, inspire you.
Yes. We try to inspire.
Absolutely. We are inspirational people.
We think we are. I don't know.
Yes, at least we believe in that. And this is good. This is another time for motivational speaking. Just believe, and this will happen. So, thank you so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure to be there with you this 2 hours and 20 minutes, more or less. Hope you had an amazing Saturday, an amazing weekend. Let's make this broader. Today I'm going to make a night hike. A really nice thing about, I don't know if there's this mystical thing about Friday 13th.
Oh, yeah, there is. I kind of forgot about that. It is Friday the 13th. Night hikes are fun.
Yes.
Is it going to be scary?
You have those movies about Friday 13th. So yes, we will do a hiking this at night. It will start, I think, at 9:30 p.m. Let's see how it goes. Back to you, Ryan. Wrap the show.
Hopefully you survive your spooky night hike on Friday the 13th.
Yes,
I've been on a few night hikes. They're kind of fun to do. Anyhow, thank you everybody for tuning into the show. Thanks for being here. Marco and I are very grateful that people are willing to spend part of their time with us tuning into the show. Ross was a great guest today, and so it was fun to do something a little bit different on the Homeazin show and have a guest for a while. So we enjoyed that. We do hope you have a fantastic weekend. We will be back next Friday, 9:00 Central Time, to have another Homeazin show. There will not be a guest, I don't think, next week. But then I will be back Monday. Actually, I'm sure I will be back mowing my lawn sometime this weekend, probably Sunday afternoon. And then I will be back Monday morning for the regular Ryan's remote work hangout where I talk about remote work stuff. Do you have plans for a show this weekend, Marco, or early next week?
Not really. I think I will. Hopefully, this week at least I'm doing 4 weekly shows. I was doing just 1 weekly show in before May, so and hopefully I will do at least 4. But I'm willing to do to in the whole week 1 show per week working day. So
All right. So hopefully
let's
Marco
do
will be
this.
out Monday morning as well too. So thanks
Absolutely.
everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
Rosie says bye, see you, and good luck everybody. Have a great weekend. Let's sign it off, Marco.
Bye bye.